What if I told you that one of the world's quietest empires wasn't built on oil, gold, or guns, but on bananas? A fruit so simple, so harmless, yet powerful enough to topple presidents, rewrite borders, and turn entire nations into puppets. A fruit that became an empire, and an empire that became a warning to the world. This is the story of how the banana broke Latin America. Bananas were practically unknown in the United States until the late 1800s. Then one day, a shipment arrived in New York City, bright yellow, exotic, sweet, cheap, easy to transport, and suddenly, America fell in love. People lined up for them, markets couldn't keep up. Children treated bananas like candy. Newspapers called them nature's perfect food. But the real opportunity wasn't in selling bananas, it was in owning the places where bananas grew. Bananas needed tropical climates, Central America, the Caribbean, Colombia, Ecuador, and these places were vulnerable. Poor governments, unstable politics, no economic protection. To American businessmen, this wasn't a problem. It was a golden doorway. In 1899, three powerful businessmen merged their companies into something massive, the United Fruit Company. This wasn't just a fruit business. It became a kingdom. They bought land, millions of acres, railroads, thousands of miles, harbors, telegraphs, banks, military bases. United Fruit didn't just operate in countries. They replaced them. They built roads before governments did, created jobs nobody else offered, and in return, they took ownership of everything. In Honduras, the company owned the entire coastline. In Guatemala, it owned half the land. In Costa Rica, it controlled every railroad leading out of the capital. United Fruit was becoming a shadow government, and no one was strong enough to stop it. Plantation workers lived in isolated company towns. Their homes, wages, medicine, police, all controlled by United Fruit. Workers were paid in company tokens instead of real money. Tokens could only be used at company-owned stores, where prices were inflated. If workers protested, they were fired, evicted, sometimes disappeared. Governments tried to push back, but United Fruit had powerful friends in Washington. Lobbyists, diplomats, even family members of U.S. officials sat on the company board. United Fruit could remove a president faster than a storm removes leaves from a tree, and soon they did. Whenever a leader tried to regulate the company, raise wages, or give land back to the people, that leader mysteriously lost power. United Fruit mastered a dark art, regime change. In Honduras, they funded rival armies. In Nicaragua, they pressured the U.S. to intervene. In Panama, they supported a rebellion that resulted in a new nation, literally creating a country that would favor American business. But the biggest event came in 1954. Guatemala elected President Jacobo Arbenz, a leader loved by the people. He introduced a new law. Unused land owned by big corporations would be returned to Guatemalan farmers. United Fruit panicked. They owned 500,000 acres of unused land, so they went to the U.S. government. The CIA launched Operation PBS Success, the overthrow of Guatemala. Planes bombed the capital. Propaganda flooded the radio. A puppet ruler was installed. Guatemala entered decades of civil war. Hundreds of thousands died, all because of bananas. By the 1960s, the world began to see United Fruit's influence as dangerous. Countries rebelled, workers went on strike, governments finally pushed back, scandals erupted, bribery, corruption, political manipulation. The company's reputation collapsed. By the 1970s, United Fruit had changed its name to Chiquita, hoping the world would forget. But the world never did. The damage was done. Today, the term Banana Republic means a country where foreign corporations control the government, where leaders serve business interests instead of people, where democracy bends and breaks. It is a warning written in golden fruit and blood, a reminder of how easily power can shift, not by armies or kings, but by a simple banana. The story of the Banana Republic is not just about fruit. It's about how fragile nations are and how easily they can be bought. History doesn't always roar. Sometimes it peels quietly. If you learned something new today, Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more mind-shifting stories.